Good morning. So it is the day after I took that video. I will say once I got to work and got through work, everything was good and I felt all right about the day and I felt great once I was done and left. Classic. But this morning is my day off and I woke up feeling irritable again. I did not take the sleeping pills last night, but I did make sure to stay off my phone for like probably at least an hour before I went to bed last night, and I also played some healing frequencies to help me fall asleep. And so I slept super good last night. I woke up, I probably had like 10 hours of sleep, and I woke up still feeling really irritable, so I knew that there was something deeper going on than just tiredness. I listened to some singing bowls on my phone and I really meditated on it and why I was feeling this irritability, like what's the deeper thing going on right now, cuz this is my day off. I shouldn't be feeling overwhelmed. I don't have to go to work today. Like, I can do anything I want today, so why is this coming up? And I meditated on it for a little bit, and Spirit told me that basically I was closing my heart to receive the good things in my life, and I was closing my heart to the love that was around me, and basically allowing fear to stand in the way of my heart remaining open to fully receive the experience that I'm going through. So yesterday I started experiencing a lot of paranoia of people again. When I moved out of Oregon a couple months ago, and when I was in Oregon, I was experiencing severe paranoia to like the point that I would consider it agoraphobia. I barely left my foreigner for like almost 2 weeks. I probably got out for a maximum of like an hour each day. So it was really bad. The paranoia was pretty fucking extreme, and even after I moved to Nevada for a little bit, I was still dealing with a lot of paranoia and fear of being around people. When I moved to, surprisingly enough, that fear started to dissipate, and I think being around family, around my brother, just kind of put me into a comfortable state, and it turned out to be a better experience than I imagined it was gonna be. But with the job, I think that I honestly, like, after really contemplating this, I think that because I've been experiencing so much joy and it is almost kind of a foreign feeling to me. I've experienced joy many times in my life, but it has been really rough with depression and anxiety over the recent like 6 months. And I think experiencing all this joy almost possibly made me like self-destructive, and not necessarily self-destructive in an outward way where I'm doing things to like harm myself, like getting back into drinking heavily or whatever it might be. Rather, I think that I'm internally been self-destructing, where like Spirit told me, like I'm like shutting down my heart, I'm closing my heart because the fear is coming back up. The overwhelm probably was triggering this shutdown and this internal self-destruct. But also I really do think that experiencing the joy and the fear that came along with that joy of, okay, well, when's the bad stuff gonna happen? And I think perhaps maybe I just kind of leaned into self-destructing, into expecting bad things to happen. So I'm glad I meditated on that this morning, because that was a pretty clear message, and I did go back to sleep for a couple hours. I am a sleepy baby. Like, I am not one of those people who can like survive and thrive off of 4 hours of sleep a night. Like, no. I generally get at least like I need like at least 9 to 10 hours a night of good sleep to consistently feel good all the time. There are nights that I can go with less, but for the most part, that is like my personal need. And so I think I was just catching up a little bit on my lack of sleep for the past few days or so. But yeah, I am now out of bed. I'm drinking some delectable chai tea out of this little mug that my mom gave me some years back. See, for Cherisse, and it says it's all about the journey. She has a matching one with a J because her name is J. But yeah, so I am gonna be taking care of some things today. I'm gonna be trying to get some Medi-Cal, fill out the rest of my paperwork to get medical out here so I can get into therapy. That is honestly, other than getting a job and having this living situation, getting into therapy is my number one priority being out here. Maple. Those were actually my medical papers. Maybe that she's just like, yeah, you gotta get that done. I already feel like lighter after that little meditation and going back to sleep and really sleeping on the message I received from Spirit. I'm already feeling a lot lighter, and I think that I needed to hear that and be reminded that there's nothing to be afraid of. And I do believe that our minds create our realities, and I think that that is a concept that can often be misconstrued. So I think that there is a lot of things that are outside of our control, and that there are negative things that happen all the time, but often there are very positive things. And if you are looking at something through a negative lens that is actually a very positive and beautiful happening, it is going to be a negative experience for you. So I am choosing to look at what's going on in my life through a more positive lens again. I realize that it might need a little bit of encouragement and consistent push for myself to stay in that positive mentality about what's going on in my life, and when the fears rise up, to be like, okay, well, listen to your intuition, of course, but at the same time, what if all these things that are happening for you are actually happening as blessings in your life, Cherisse? So yeah, that is the mentality that I am reincorporating after having a little rough patch there. So yeah, I'm just going to be hoping and believing the best of the people around me again, even though I do realize that there are still a lot of fears and paranoia that might rise up through this. I am still healing. I'm still healing, and I've still been through a lot, and I still need help. I still need therapy. I think that that is going to be so beneficial for me. But at the same time, I think that like really sitting with myself and meditating more frequently, which I haven't been doing as much since I moved into this apartment, I think that is especially necessary right now because I am going through massive transition and wild new experiences in my life that I have not gone through in years. So yeah, gotta bring this new perspective, this new positive perspective into these new experiences, because I am in a new place, and as much as I might want to project old pains and fears of the past onto these new situations just because they feel familiar in some way or they have some type of similarities, I think that that's not giving this new situation in my life and these new experiences credit for exactly what they are. New experiences that are full of so much potential and so much positive possibilities. So you know what? Negative things might happen. I might end up trusting people that I shouldn't have trusted or that weren't good for me or might hurt me. But you know what? I would rather hope and believe for the best. So I'm going to do my best to do that. I wanted to leave this off with a positive note for you guys because I did take that a little turnaround, but that also shows how much progress I've made since the last time that I have been in like this type of living situation and work dynamic. So I am truly bringing a more positive mindset and mentality and a new Cherisse to this new experience. So, yes, those old versions of myself and those old mentalities and thoughts and beliefs might poke their heads back up. But you know what? I am strong enough to work through that and not allow it to control my life again. And if I do spiral out, I can catch myself and be like, hey you little cutie, what's going on? What's going on underneath the surface, sweetheart? Because there's something going on. And yeah, don't close your heart, guys. I think that is, I've read books about this, and I think that is a great reason why Spirit's message was able to come through so clearly, is because that has been a message spoken over me so many times by different people, different books that I've read, is to fully experience life to the greatest. You have to keep an open heart to the best of your abilities, even when you want to close your heart, even when you go through painful experiences or heartbreak or betrayal or rejection. Keeping your heart open through all of that is one of the most necessary tools to continuing to have a positive and fulfilling and passionate life. So don't do what I did and just lock it and close that up because of fear or because of overwhelm or because of old experiences and projection that you are putting into this present moment. You have so much potential to create a new life for yourself. And what about this? What if you have already created a new reality for yourself? What if you are already in that different reality? You have already shifted into this new reality. Now the only person that you have to convince of that is yourself. The only person that you have to convince at this point, when you put in the work, when you've dedicated yourself towards that inner work and to making massive change in your life in a positive direction, and you shift your reality into a brand new one, the only person that you need to convince that to is yourself, because you are going to be the only person who is going to stand in the way of truly being in your power in that new reality. So I needed to hear that message today. That message was for me. But I hope that you guys have an absolutely amazing and beautiful day. I hope that if you are feeling any form of shutdown or overwhelmed or just irritable or whatever it might be, that you take a look at yourself and ask yourself, am I closing my heart to these new experiences in my life, or to really truly experiencing life to the fullest and expecting and believing the best of my life? Am I closing my heart to that, or am I keeping it open? So if you're keeping it open, awesome, I'm so proud of you. I'm keeping it open now, or we're doing it together, baby. Sometimes you need a little bit of that reality check and time with yourself, and just to really, yeah, I hope that if somebody needed to hear this message, that it has improved your life and encouraged a more positive mentality for you. I love you guys. I believe in you. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.